Good evening, everyone. Welcome back again into the meeting room. I hope you all doing well and enjoying your weekend. So let's talk about the market. All right. So we were tracking this pair since very long. All right. So the trade we are looking for on this pair hasn't appeared on this pair yet. Okay. So we are looking for this big trade. All right. So upside is limited. We are not looking for upside for continuation to the upside. So we are already at top. As you fellas can see that weekly is at the top. Yeah, so we are at the top. So we're gonna look for continuation to the downside. Why are we gonna look for the continuation to the downside? Because the pattern we are having quite similar like the USD CAD. All right, so you can see USD CAD, there was impulse and price was doing like that and then drop aggressively. Okay, so whenever price gonna drop aggressively to the downside to this pair, on this pair. All right, so here you can see on USD CAD that is the impulse and similar pattern for this trade, impulse similar pattern for this. So USD CAD was sharp, so similar like that. Whenever this pair gonna start to fall, this pair are gonna be so aggressive to the downside and gonna hit to the bottom at this area. Okay, so currently USD CAD is close to that area. All right, about to hit the bottom of that flag on bigger time frame. So let's look at the lower time frame. What we're gonna see on lower time frame, let me remind you the last week. What was the last week? So the last week we were talking about this place. Yeah, we were anticipating that trade. Okay, so that trade completed over there. All right, so that trade completed over there. So also we have traded within that channel. All right, we have traded on this way, we have traded on that way, we were looking to trade on that way, this small trade. Okay, so still we can see that we are having reversal formation. We are not having continuation formation at this area. Okay, this is not a continuation formation, this is a reversal formation. So that's why this up move still possible. All right, so we were talking about that up move in the last week. That up move still possible over there. Okay, if we're gonna see that move in up to that area, up to 74 or whatever the range is, or up to this top, we gonna be seller over there from the top again. Right, so for longer term, those who took their profit at this area, who are holding their short at this area. Okay, so similar like that, once price gonna hit that top, if price gonna hit that top, we're gonna be seller again from that top. Right, so for bigger perspective, we're gonna be short on this pair. We are looking for the reversal, but short term, that up move still possible, all right, so we're not gonna ignore that up short term up wave. All right, so for currently, as I told you on Friday, we need to pay attention at that area. Okay, if price gonna start to struggle at that area, okay, we can see price was struggling at this area. All right, okay, so we not gonna pay attention at that top. We not gonna pay attention at top if price not gonna cross that area. Okay, if price gonna stay under that area, we're gonna not gonna look for that top. We're gonna only look for sell from this area. Okay, why we're gonna look for sell from this area? Because price gonna start to form a bigger continuation pattern formation like that. All right, like that, sideways continuation pattern formation, and price not gonna cross that area and gonna start to break down. Okay, so impulse continuation formation gonna be over there. So that is the reason we're gonna pay attention at that area for next week, so that we can stay bearish on this pair to the downside. So if anyone's still holding the short at this area for that trade, you can hold that short. All right, you can hold that short. So you can hold that short up to this bottom small trade. Yeah, all right, so this is the big trade we are still looking for. Okay, so whenever this pair gonna start to turn, this pair gonna be so aggressive to the downside. All right, so aggressive, something like this. All right, a continuation. So this is the formation we are looking for at the current price. That is the reason I'm telling you that you need to pay attention at this area. Okay, at this area, this is the formation we are looking for. Okay, so we are having continuation, a reversal formation, breakout, price holding that place, and then continuation. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you we're gonna pay attention at this area. If price is gonna start to struggle, we're gonna look for this continuation. Okay, so we're not gonna consider that up move. USD CAD formed a continuation pattern which we were anticipating last week, either impulse or either continuation pattern formation. Yeah, so we have seen continuation pattern formation. We haven't seen the impulse from the bottom. So what possibility we are having currently on this pair? Okay, we can see further push to the downside. All right, we can see further push to the downside of that trend up to this area. So that place is validated. You can see over there price validated that area. So this trade may appear over there next week. All right, so may appear over there next week. So we're gonna consider that trade. Okay, we're gonna consider that trade. Although market has extended already a lot. All right, so the wave, the wave we were looking for from that top, this wave has extended already a lot. All right, so we have to be careful when we are looking to sell at this area. Let me click on that. Okay, so we have to be careful when we are looking to sell at this area. Okay, so this is the place where the pattern can change itself. So we're gonna go for this small potential. All right, this small potential up to this bottom. So for that, what we need to look for, we need to look for continuation formation. Okay, lower degree continuation formation. So the previous continuation formation was this one. Okay, so still in strong trend. We can see that this pair still in strong trend. Yeah, still in strong trend. So buyers are not getting into the market. You can see sideways continuation, here at this area again, sideways continuation. All right, so what we're gonna look for, fellows, we're gonna look for lower degree continuation formation back to that top, and we're gonna look for sell. All right, so last time, if you fellows remember that, we were looking for a short at this area on Friday. At this area, okay, at this area, price never made up to that area, broken down early. Okay, so at least, let me remove that, at least price should form this kind of continuation pattern formation. Okay, this kind of continuation pattern formation before selling this pair. So if you're gonna sell this pair from this low, there is no trade setup. Okay, there is no trade setup. At least we need to look at the pullback. Okay, that pullback going to give us some idea that it is not going to reverse back aggressively to the top again like that, right? Not going to reverse. So this kind of corrective wave back to that top or somewhere here within these ranges going to give us an indication that it is going to continue for the downside. All right, so looks like this pair going to stay trending to the downside for the next week, for the next week. All right, so we're gonna look for a downside. So why we are anticipating further downside of this pair? Because we are having Bank of Canada monetary policy statement is just coming over there, and press conference and rate the CN. All right, okay, you can see over there. So they are going to raise the interest rate. Yeah, so pair is already in trending to the downside, so Bank of Canada can push that pair further to the downside. All right, so we're gonna look for further downside this trade. Okay, so for that trade, at least I should pull back. All right, like this. So a couple of hours, we need to watch this pair a couple of hours before getting into the market. All right, so in case we're not gonna see continuation pattern formation, I'm anticipating this continuation pattern. We don't want to see that continuation pattern, and we're going to see the strong impulse from the bottom. Okay, strong impulse from the bottom. So then we're going to consider this pair to buy. All right, so then we're going to consider that pair for the reversal. Okay, like that. If we're not gonna see that impulse, we're not gonna consider this pair for the buy to the upside. Okay, so if anyone was looking to buy this pair based on the support and resistance, they need to understand the price behavior, not the support and resistance or putting the lines over there. Okay, last week I told you when price was here at this area. All right, so at this area. Okay, so what we need to understand, the price behavior rather than the tools. Okay, so price behavior is really important rather than tools. Okay, so price behavior is a key rather than tools. So tools just gonna help you, but price section tells you the advanced things rather than the tools. Advanced things means no tools can tell you the price behavior, the price section, right? So simply you can see people who are selling so aggressively at this area, selling so aggressively at this area. Okay, they were not interested. Okay, so they were not interested to buy here at this area. Now were not interested to buy at this area. So you need to understand this behavior, this pattern, this price behavior, okay, rather than just putting tools and relying on your tools. All right, so understand the patterns helps you to figure it out which way market is going to go. Okay, so we're going to go for that trade. Let's look at the pound CAD. All right, so similar like that on pound CAD. Yeah, so pound CAD is also in strong bearish trend to the downside. If you fellows remember that, we were looking to sell this pair from that top all the way up to the bottom. Okay, so we're gonna go for that trade as well. All right, so how are we gonna look for sell on pound CAD? Similar like that, like USD CAD. All right, so we need to look for continuation pattern formation. So last week we were interested to sell this pair at this area. Okay, still we're gonna look for this area to sell again. All right, if we're gonna see continuation pattern formation like that, all right, so we're gonna sell this pair for the downside. All right, so which thing gonna change this trend when we're gonna see this kind of impulse? All right. Okay, if we're gonna see that impulse from the bottom, we're gonna look for buy. We're not gonna look for sell. All right, so this price behavior gonna change this trend for the upside. All right, so if we're gonna see continuation pattern formation the way we have seen just previously at this area. All right, so no reason to look for buy. You just need to stay bearish on this pair. All right, so if you're gonna see the continuation formation, that is your trade. All right, so expanding triangle formation is possible over there. So what pattern was there? We were having flat channel. All right, so last week we have spoken about that, this flat channel. All right, so you can see that flat channel is breaking, so it should continue to the downside. It should not reverse. Okay, so this is the breakout. That is the breakout. It should continue further to the downside. So what we are anticipating, change in pattern formation. Okay, this pattern formation should change. Then we're gonna look for sell. It can keep falling, yeah. It can keep falling like that, keep falling. But there is no trade setup. Okay, if you're gonna look for sell on daily breakout, you have to put a bigger stop loss over there. All right, so that's not a reasonable stop. Okay, based on this bigger daily trend continuation pattern formation, that's not a reasonable stop. So what we need to look for, change in pattern formation first, and once we can see that change in pattern formation, then we will be interested to sell this pair with the reasonable risk reward ratio, right? Like that. Corrective flag, and then we're gonna look for sell this pair at this area. Okay, so let's see if we're gonna get change in pattern formation. So euro pound still within the sideways at the top. Okay, still within that sideways at this top. So this is the sideways. All right, bigger daily. So impulse, we are looking for that trade. Okay, for that trade for longer term. So what is the short term trade? Short term trade still there. Okay, so this short-term trade. What we were looking for last week, we were looking for one more move down up to this area and then continuation back to the top. We haven't got that one. Alright, so that's okay. Now the trade you need to look for, this is the trade. Okay, pay attention at the top. I don't think so we're gonna see breakout. I'm anticipating that price gonna respect that top and gonna start to fall back within that channel. Alright, so up to this area or even further downside. So this is the short-term trade. Okay, up to this area, you need to watch price action. If price gonna hold that, you can take your money off. Alright, so if it is going to be aggressive to the downside, you can hold that trade up to the bottom. Alright, so up to the bottom up to at this area. Okay, up to that area. So but for short term, you just need to pay attention at that top. Okay, that top, this area, and go for this short-term trade. Okay, so once price is going to hit that area, we're going to see either it's going to stop at that area or going to push further up to this area or that area. We'll see the price action. So pound Aussie dollar is forming a bigger daily trend continuation pattern formation. Yeah, you can see that. Where we are still in the bearish trend. All right, we are still in this bearish trend. We are still in this bearish trend. Okay, very simple. Which trend? Let me show you which trend we are having. We are having this trend. Yeah, this trend we are having. This trend. Okay, we are going into that trend. Still that trend is there. I think that is the bigger image. Okay, we are still into that trend. So what we are having at this area, we are having continuation formation. Okay, so that continuation pattern formation, we were anticipating when price was there at this area. Okay, when it was forming smaller degree trend reversal pattern formation. That smaller degree trend reversal pattern formation was suggesting that price should, should form a bigger daily trend continuation pattern formation before going to continue to the downside. Let me look at the I think here on this, I posted on this. Yeah, here we can see over there. Yeah, so that was the channel. Okay, this trend reversal formation was suggesting us that it is not going to continue. We need a bigger reversal formation at that area. Okay, so that formation is there. Now we're gonna look for continuation pattern formation. So we were anticipating one more move down at this area and then get back to the top. Alright, so we didn't got that. We got the break even over there. So we have a bigger trend continuation pattern formation. I think you all fellas can see that clearly. Price is just respecting that top clearly. Okay, flag. Alright, so that is the trade we're gonna look for. Okay, that is the trade, the wave we're gonna look for. So how we're gonna look for trade on this? Last Friday I explained that we need a continuation formation at this area. Okay, on lower time frame. We haven't, I think we haven't got that on lower time frame. The continuation pattern formation. Yeah, we haven't got that continuation pattern formation. Alright, so here we were anticipating, I was anticipating continuation formation. We never got that. We got the over the channel. Okay, we got over this channel. So we're gonna pay attention on this channel line. Alright, so in channel line at this area. If price gonna hold that channel, we're gonna form the continuation pattern formation. The way it's just forming a lower time frame, we're gonna go for that trade. Alright, so if we're gonna see that continuation pattern formation over the trend line, alright, or under the trend line at this area, alright, over the trend line or under the trend line. In case if we don't see the continuation pattern formation over the trend line or under the trend line, so which place we need to pay attention for short? Anyone has idea? So where we need to look for sell if price do not hold that. Yeah, we're gonna pay attention at this area. Okay, so what price gonna do? Price gonna go for another move. Okay, price gonna go for another up move. All right, like that move. All right. So we're gonna pay attention at the upper channel line for this trade. So that's gonna be a perfect place, if price tests that top, perfect place to sell, to look for sell if price tests that top rather than this continuation formation. Okay, why? Because we can manage our risk at this area. Price never been there when it was forming this continuation formation. All right, so that place is gonna be the perfect place to look for sell. So we'll see that how this pair gonna dwell. All right, so short-term uptrade gonna be possible over there. The price gonna hold that trend line and gonna start to move up aggressively like that. All right, like that. If you're gonna see the impulse over there at this area, you can go for that short-term up move. Okay, short-term up move. This short-term up move, a short-term similar like the previous one. Okay, you can see. So that short-term trade gonna be possible over there. If you're gonna see this kind of price behavior at that area. All right. So we are still in bigger daily trend continuation pattern formation. To the downside, we are having some nice price action on the top. We need to consider further downside. Okay, so oil was extremely well during the last week. We were anticipating, if you fellows remember, we were anticipating that this is the corrective wave. It should continue to the downside. It should not rise to the upside. So what we have seen over there, we have seen breakout, early breakout. All right. So some fellows still struggle to understand this early breakout, how they can read the early breakout. All right. So they don't know how to understand that. So what you can see over there, this is the corrective uptrend. Okay. This trend cannot do something like that. All right. So what it can do, it can keep pushing, and gonna drop. All right. It can drop at any time. It can drop from this place, whatever the place. So we need to understand that price action, that price behavior. What kind of price behavior going to be over there once this trend corrective uptrend gonna break out. Once that corrective uptrend gonna break out, we need to be into that market by looking at that price action. All right. So we have seen clear, nice breakout. Okay, strong breakout over there. You can see over there, nice, strong breakout. So anyone can read that price action. Anyone. All right, anyone. You just need to understand the price behavior. Okay, anyone can read that without any hurdle. All right. So here the first chart. Here the first chart, when it was breaking, I share that chart. You can see it was breaking. And I was anticipating a couple of more candles and then drop, and then another continuation formation and then drop. All right, so let me show you where you can read that. Yeah, so you can read that here. All right, so this is your 1 minute chart. You can read that price action. You don't need to look at the indicators, or you don't need to look at the patterns. You don't need to look at the other kind of stuff. All right, so you just need to look at the price behavior, and here you can see people selling. Okay, here you can see people were selling at this area. Okay, here you can see no one interested to buy oil for longer term to the upside. So what you can anticipate another continuation formation at this area. Okay, for further downside. All right, so that is the price behavior, price action. You fellows need to understand that. All right, so what we have seen after that, we have seen continuation formation, which we were anticipating. Once we have seen that impulse, we were anticipating bigger continuation formation. We got the bigger continuation over there, and then breakout of that continuation formation. All right, so we got that continuation and we got the breakout. Let me look at the next one. Okay, here is the next one. So this impulse came over there because of the news. All right, so that is the reason I was telling you fellows, you need to look at the breakout when news event was there. Okay, why? Because traders wait for the risky event. Once that risky event passed, they started to buy or sell. Okay, they start to get into the market. All right, so you need to wait for the risky event whenever you are having this kind of scenario or this kind of situation or continuation formation. Okay, because most of the time traders wait for the risky event to pass on, and once that risk even pass, people start to get into the market. Okay, and then you will see the continuation, you will see the breakout. All right, so the reason to explain the oil by showing you the this place was that because we were having continuation formation. Yeah, so when this trend gonna be over, whenever you will see that. All right, so so bullish consolidation was there. So for the next way, what we need to do, so that we're gonna still bullish on oil for longer term. All right, so you fellas can see that we are having reversal formation. This is not a continuation formation. All right, so this pattern gonna reverse back to top. All right, so longer term perspective on oil is bullish. All right, close to 60 or 65 or 62 within these ranges. All right, or even at this top. All right, so longer term perspective gonna be bullish on oil. So short term gonna be bearish. All right, bearish. So what we need to look for, we need to look for another continuation formation, the way we have just seen previously, for another opportunity. All right, so some fellows manage to sell here, 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 wherever you manage to sell. You just need to be patient. If you're going to see another continuation formation at this area, there is another opportunity. All right, so there is another opportunity. So when the opportunity going to be over there, let me tell you which opportunity, okay, is there. This is another opportunity. Okay, similar like the previous one, like this opportunity. All right, so similar like that, this is the opportunity. Similar like that, there is another opportunity for the further downside, something like that. All right, so once that continuation pattern gonna complete over there, we may see another opportunity. All right, up to this level, up to the previous trend or even previous low. Right, so you fellas can see that whenever oil was falling, what it was doing, it was forming impulses, continuation, impulse, continuation, impulse, continuation, impulse, continuation, impulse, another continuation here, yeah, impulse, continuation, impulse, and this was the bigger continuation, like daily trend continuation formation. Okay, so similar like that, here we need to watch another continuation formation the way we have seen previously at this area. Then there's going to be another opportunity, okay, this opportunity. So in case we don't see that continuation formation completion, okay, this continuation formation completion, we only going to see spike like this, aggressive spike. So what we're gonna do, first of all, we're gonna move and break even. Okay, this trade needs to be, all these trades wherever you have sold, all these trades, those trades must be on break even. Okay, in case we're gonna see that kind of spike, we're not gonna look for this trade. Okay, we're gonna start to look for sell. Why we're gonna look for why we're gonna look for buy if we're gonna see spike over there? Because we are already close to the bottom. All right, already close to the bottom at this area. So the small opportunity gonna be over there. Okay, so if you're gonna see spike, we're gonna go for that trade. Understand that? Yeah, we're gonna go for that trade. Why we're gonna go for that trade? Because we are having reversal formation, we are not having continuation formation. Okay, so longer term, we're gonna go for that trade. So far we are having small potential over there for the downside, we're gonna go for that. Any question on oil, fellows? Thank you very much. If it is nice, so you must need to make money on this pair. I know last week you made lots of money because there was lots of short-term trades set up. So this was one of the example. New Zealand was the example. New Zealand dollar. So yeah, so pound USD was another example. So you made lots of money on these pairs. That's okay. So we are still bearish on this pair, fellows. You can see why we are bearish on this pair. The reason is that we are not having a reversal pattern at the bottom. All right, we are not having strong trend reversal indication on this pair from the bottom. Okay, what we are having continuation formation. Okay, like that. So we're gonna go for the continuation to the downside. We're not gonna go for the reversal on this pair to the upside. All right, so you can see over there sideways. This correction was much bullish than this one. Okay, this one was corrective. This one sideways like flat channel and flag and similar like that flag. So this is like expanding triangle formation. So we're gonna stay bearish on this pair. Whenever price gonna hit the top, we are bearish. So what we have done last week, we have, let me look at the previous chart so you can understand what is the trade setup over there and what we need to look for the next week. Okay, so you need to understand the previous data. That is very much important. Pound USD, this is the pair. Okay, so where we were paying attention last week, we were paying attention at this area at that top. Okay, we got the breakout, we got that pattern breakout. Price never went beyond that, so that was the early signs that it is not going to continue. Okay, so what we have seen after that, we have seen this continuation formation, and some of you fellows managed to sell on this continuation formation at this area. But when we have seen that it is not going to continue, going to change the formation, then we took off the breakout trade at this area, and then we were anticipating corrective up wave. Okay, corrective up wave and then breakout. So that is what we got over there. We got the corrective up breakout of that trend reversal channel over the trend line. Okay, so you all can see that, right? So you all can see that this is not a continuation formation. So continuation formation was there, that continuation formation changed itself. Okay, so that is the signs that it is not going to continue into that direction, going to break down. Okay, so similar like that, we can see strong breakout, strong impulses over there. So the uptrend is broken. Alright, so similar like the oil, what we need to look at this pair, we just need to look at another continuation formation at this area. Okay, once that continuation formation gonna be over there, we are again seller. Okay, we are again seller. So what I told you last week, I told you this possible pattern formation. Okay, this possible pattern formation over the I think in Thursday meeting. Yeah, this pattern formation was possible over there. So still we may see that formation. Okay, price never went beyond this previous low, so still close to that previous low. Okay, so we're not gonna consider that formation at the moment, that pattern. We simply gonna consider this continuation formation. Okay, let this continuation formation complete itself, the continuation formation which is just forming over there, then we're going to look for another trade to the downside. Alright, so simply let the price keep forming the continuation formation on this pair. We're gonna keep selling. Okay, impulse, a continuation formation, another impulse, continuation formation, another impulse, continuation formation, another impulse. Okay, all the way up to the bottom, similar like this one, impulse, triangle, impulse, channel, impulse, flag, another impulse. Yeah, here is the reversal formation. All right, similar like that, we need these continuation formation. Yeah, these continuation formation for up to the bottom. We're gonna keep selling this pair. So anyone who's holding their short at this area, I think I have shown you this short. If anyone holding this short at this area, for further downside, you can hold that short for further downside. If you took your profit at this area or wherever within these ranges, that's okay. What you need to do, you just need to be patient for the flag. Okay, for the flag on this pair. Once that flag gonna complete, there's gonna be another opportunity. Okay, so the first opportunity was there at this area. That opportunity has gone. All right, so we need another continuation formations for further downside. XAG hitting the bottom. The opportunity we were looking on this pair is just coming over there. Okay, so still we need to be a little bit cautious on the XLG. You can see we are hitting the bottom, hitting very hard, hitting very hard, right? So why we need to be more cautious on this pair, because it is falling so aggressive. You can see, so aggressive. On that day I told you we may get another trade at this area, and some of you fellows managed to post that trade in the group. Let me look at that trade. Okay, so this is how pattern forms. This is how pattern forms, and you just need to look at these patterns. Let me open that trade for you, that chart for you. So someone posted that, one guy posted that chart into the group. This is the chart, alright? This is the chart on XAG. So I think Trinda posted that chart. He did an excellent job. Alright, so you can see this is the pattern. Alright, this is the pattern. The pattern I had just shown you that day in the meeting. Alright, in the meeting. So when we have seen that pattern, we have seen that pattern before when we were having crash on pound pairs. Alright, so simply we need to pay attention at this bottom. Okay, this bottom. You don't need to go further away. I think he posted another, yeah, this chart as well. Alright, yes, nice one. Nice, Trinda, good job. Alright, so that was the trade. That's okay, perfect, good job. So the bigger trade we are looking for on silver to the upside. Alright, so reversal to the upside. So where we need to pay attention, we need to pay attention at this area, at this area. So looks like people are trying to buy the silver on at this area on lower time frame. Alright, so this area you can use for stop placements. Just put your stop outside this previous low. Alright, this previous low. So let's look at the lower time frame. So still we don't see any strong aggression over there on silver at the bottom. Bears still into control. Okay, we don't see strong aggression over there. So what we're gonna consider that impulse, okay, for reversal. You can see continuation. Watch another continuation here at this area, similar like the previous one, and then go for the buy. Okay, go for the buy, where you can put your stop placement for longer term, at least outside this previous low. Okay, this previous low, within these areas you can put your stop loss just behind the previous low. So you can see impulse is just forming a lower time frame. Watch for another continuation and go for the buy, similar like this one. Okay, continuation, and you need another continuation for the upside at that area. Okay, so the potential is very much high on silver. Why very much high? Because we are at the low, we are at the bottom. Okay, you can see we are at the bottom at this area. So the bigger bottom, okay, not the lower time or for short term bottom. Yeah, so we are at the bottom, close to these areas. So we're gonna go for upside. USD chief still there at the bottom, but one thing is there, and that is we are having a reversal formation over there. Yeah, so we're gonna go for that big trade for upside. You can see over there we are still within that formation. So let me look at the lower time frame. Lower time frame is this. Some of you fellows trying to identify the pattern, still struggling. Simply you fellows can see that impulse, price went into the continuation formation, another impulse, price went into another continuation formation, another impulse. Okay, went into another continuation, and looks like another impulse is just forming. Okay, so you can look at this area, what's going on at this area. Okay, so the potential is getting smaller and smaller. All right, so potential is getting in smaller and smaller. So whenever you see that potential is getting smaller and smaller into a particular trend, that means there is a reversal pattern formation. All right, so we have that reversal pattern formation on Euro USD on that day. Okay, so this is a trend reversal formation. You don't need to identify that pattern by putting, trend lines on the wrong way. Okay, so very simple technique to identify this pattern is just look at the impulse. Just look at the impulse. Okay, if impulse is getting smaller and smaller with the previous trend, you can see the impulse was strong over there. These impulses are shorter or smaller. Okay, you can count whatever you want to count, 1 2 3 4 5 or something like that. Yeah, but the important thing you need to understand that this area. Okay, and this is forming this pattern for other direction. All right, so one more move down is possible over there. Okay, and if so, then we're gonna look for buy again from the bottom, the way we have done last week at this area. Okay, when price was hitting this bottom for that up wave. Okay, last week we have spoken about that. Let me show you that chart so that fellows can read. Alright, so this was the chart. Okay, so this is the previous chart. Alright, so we were looking for buy at this area. So we have seen that up wave, but that up wave never completed up that area and dropped before that. Alright, so similar like that, we're gonna go for buy from the bottom for this trade. Okay, if that trade gonna be corrective again like that, one more move down is possible over there simply. Yeah, and if that gonna be aggressive like that, we are going to get change in direction. Okay, if we're gonna see the impulse from the bottom, the trend is going to reverse. Okay, so for short term, this trade is still possible over there. All right, this trade still possible over there. This trade. Okay, so short term, it is risky. Why risky? Because we are selling at the bottom. Okay, so selling at the bottom, at price can bounce back at any time aggressively to the upside. DXY quite similar like USD chief. Alright, so we were looking for this strong reversal from the bottom. We got the reverse continuation formation. So this one more move down is possible over there. Once price gonna complete that, we're gonna look for that trade. Okay, so short term bearish, longer term bullish on the XY. So short term trade is still there. This short term trade. Okay, go for that short term trade. And we'll see that once price gonna hit the bottom. Euro USD. Euro USD is quite similar like that, but I'm not anticipating that Euro USD gonna go far away like dollar index. Okay, so the bigger scenarios, there still this pattern. Okay, the bigger scenario, still we are having this pattern formation. Okay, so lower time frame, what we're gonna look for short term, we're gonna look for short term this trade. Yeah, so this is the pattern which I was talking about on in last meeting. Yeah, so last week, what we were having last week, we were having this continuation pattern formation. Yeah, we have spoken about that. This continuation, this continuation, this continuation. So we were anticipating another continuation. Let me get back to that chart first, and I will get back to the current scenario. Okay, so we were having continuation formation. All right, and continuation formation. So we got the reversal formation at the end, yeah, and breakout. So we have spoken about that. Here you can see over there, yeah, continuation formation, impulse, continuation formation, another continuation, and I think that one broken out after that area. So that was the reversal formation. We have spoken about that in that day, right? So what we need to look for now. So the trade I'm looking for on this pair is this. Okay, this is the trade for next week. I'm looking for. This is the trade. Okay, once price gonna hit the bottom, we'll see that either it is going to continue to the downside or going to go for another up move. Anyway, so let me look at the lower time frame so that you can understand why I'm looking for that trade. You can see we are having impulse, sharp correction, continuation formation. Let this continuation formation break out, need to come up to that previous top, then go for that short trade. Alright, it can break down before that, so pay attention at this area, how it is going to break, corrective, aggressive, or what. So stop loss just use behind the previous top. XA, USD, XA, gold, I don't think so we are having any trade set up on gold. So there was trade set up on gold last week, but currently I don't think so we're gonna get any trade set up on gold. Yeah, so the trade setup was there. The first trade setup we were talking about that. This one, let me tell you the previous one. Okay, so this was the first one. If you remember that, the bigger trade, the bigger wave, that trade, and this is the previous one which was forming under the bigger formation. This that was the okay, that was which we were anticipating. Okay, so we got the breakout, we got another continuation, we got the breakout, and that was the short-term trade setup. We got that, we got the change pattern formation at this area, but after that we got the breakout. All right, so here is the change in pattern formation at this area. You got the change in pattern formation, and then price went down. All right, so that is the updated one, last one. All right, so I don't think so we're gonna get any further sell setup on this pair at the moment. We are just holding the previous one, and once price gonna complete that trade setup, we're gonna look for yeah, so this is the target. Okay, so it is just going to continue as I have shown you on bigger weekly the chart, that we are having bigger wave due on gold. That wave is just going to continue. It can further push up to that bottom, okay, up to this area, but for that we need a continuation formation, okay, at this area, that continuation formation has just completed. All right, I mean, look at the 4R. That continuation formation is just completed. All right, so if you fellas remember that, we were talking about that, we're going to see a continuation formation under that trend line when price was hitting that trend line for further continuation. Okay, so gold must continue to the downside the way it is just going to fall like that, and then it should come to form another continuation formation for further sell to the downside. Alright, so if we're not going to see that continuation formation, we're not going to be interested to sell gold up to the bottom, right? If we're going to see reverse impulsive sign, simply we're going to start to look for reversal from the bottom. Okay, so nothing new on gold, just need to hold the previous position on gold, the position you are holding. Yeah, let the gold come up to this bottom. We'll see the price action. If we're going to see that kind of price action at this bottom, we're going to go for a reversal for back to the top. Okay, so we need to watch price action on gold. So the previous trade is just over there, no new trade is just forming over there. If that trade gonna appear over there, I'll let you know. Okay, so this trade still there, nothing has changed on this pair. Okay, this trade, you can see, very simple, easy trade. So some of you fellows managed to close a small profit on this trade. That's okay. That's okay. This much profit. Okay, so you took small profit. That's okay. Go for that again. Okay, simply go for that profit again, this much profit. Right, so pay attention at this top. Once price gonna hit that top, go for that much profit again. And if price going to break down that bottom, hold that trade. Simply hold that trade, because that trade has a huge potential to the downside. All right, so you can see it is not rising aggressively, so some of you fellows managed to close that much profit. That's okay. Go for that profit again. Okay, at this area. This is the trade again. Okay, once price gonna break down, hold that trade for the downside. Okay, this pair has a potential to the downside. Nothing has changed over there. And similar like that here. Okay, so what you can do, you can go for this short, and once price gonna come close to this area, go for that up for longer term. All right, so short term sell is there, and pay attention at this bottom for upside, for the bigger upside. All right, so what we were anticipating last week, one more move down and then buy, we never got that, and I told you that we maybe we're not gonna see that trade. All right, so that breakout, a breakout, we were anticipating this pattern formation, we never got that. That's okay, so go for that short. We are still in continuation to the upside, so strong bullish. Yeah, New Zealand dollar will start to turn down, this pair will start to rise. Okay, so Euro USD is already in bullish momentum, hitting the top. So the bigger, we are still, yeah, this pair is quite similar like pound Australian dollar. All right, so we are still in the bearish trend, this bearish trend. Okay, so similar like that. So what we are having here on pound New Zealand dollar, we are having continuation formation. All right, so continuation formation similar like the pound Aussie dollar. All right, but that formation is like flag, but this is not like flag. This is like channel or expanding channel. All right. Okay, so we are still having continuation formation on this pair. Where we need to pay attention, it is breaking, watch at this area. If it is going to form a continuation formation, I think some of you fellows holding their short at this area. If so, you can stay within that short. So those who are not into that short, you need to look at the continuation formation for that trade. Okay, if it is not going to form a continuation formation and going to change going to extend the ranges, then go for short from that top again. All right, for that trade. All right, go short from that top, this trade. Yeah, upside is limited, downside is more possible on this pair because it is forming continuation formation, not forming the reversal formation. You can see forming the continuation formation. Pound chief is quite similar like that. Yeah, so we are having continuation formation. Some fellows were getting frustrated in the week, were thinking that this pair is not going to fall, but this pair is falling. Yeah, falling. This pair is falling. So those fellows who are holding their trade, watch price action at this area. Okay, watch at this area. What we're gonna get at that area. If price is not going to break down, so this is the trade for short term. Okay, this is the trade for short term. If price will stay in this area for longer term, okay, longer term means that if price is going to keep forming this pattern, okay, so this perspective no gonna be over there. You're gonna look for continuation to the downside. All right, if you're gonna see the bigger continuation formation, currently we are having that continuation, a bigger continuation formation on this pair. So we are trading for short term within that continuation pattern formation. Yeah, so similar like the previous one, we are going for the, yeah, so last time we went for this trade. All right, and waiting for that to complete itself, and then currently we are going for that trade. All right, so similar like that, go for that. Once price going to complete that area that we completed at the bottom correctively, we're gonna go for that trade from the bottom. All right, that trade. I mean, we are still within the continuation formation to the downside. So as long as price gonna stay within that continuation formation, we are having short-term trades. So you pound yen has completed the short-term trade. The short-term trade I have just shown you last week. Yeah, so continuation formation after that. Okay, we have seen that continuation formation and price completed that short-term up trade. Alright, so the bigger trade, we are still looking for downside. Okay, so the change which is just coming over there is that we are having a reversal formation at the top. Yeah, so we're gonna go for that trade. So simply for that, we need a aggressive breakdown from that top and then continuation. So similar like the previous one. So no need to be panicked, frustrated, or something like that, because you have dealt this pair previously. So okay, what we are having this formation. Let this formation do what it wants to do, and whenever you're gonna see that price action, we are going to get down. Let me show you the past example again so that you can recall what we were looking for at this area, at this top. Right? We're at this top. You can see we were having reversal formation at that area. Right? Reversal formation. We are repeating that price behavior at this area. Okay, for that trade. So what we need to look for, we need to look for this. Alright, this breakout, strong breakout of that previous trend into other directions, and then continuation. So that pair was pretty good. You can see last couple of weeks. Yeah, so similar. We need to just repeat the similar behavior, similar trading behavior. No need to do new things over there. Alright, so you can see it was going to continue, going to continue, going to continue. So no need to do new things over there. Just we just need to repeat the past trading behavior here on this pair. Simply just look at the breakout. So short-term trade still up. Alright, so short-term trade still up means 15-minute trade. This kind of trade still up. Alright, so this kind of trade still up. As long as price gonna stay within that channel. Once that channel gonna break down, short-term uptrend gonna be over. We're gonna see the reversal, right? Short-term up mean on lower time frame, like these trades, yeah, like these trades. So these trades still up, not down. Down gonna be over there once we're gonna see strong breakdown. S&P 500, let the price come close to the bottom again. So that day, I told you that day, pay attention at this area. Yeah, so price went above at the area when price was hitting that area. Okay, so the first trade was that, the second was that, and third one was that. So similar like that, let the price come close to the bottom again. Those who are not in, go for the buy again. All right, so let the price come at this trend line, or even at that trend line, go for buy, go for that trade. Okay, go for that trade from that, or from wherever price gonna come. Okay, so the trade I'm telling you is this. Okay, you can see continuation formation, impulse, another impulse, continuation formation, another impulse. So we're gonna go for that trade. Whenever price gonna come back to the lower trend line, there is a buy opportunity. USDN, I'm looking for this pattern formation. Okay, so fellows, this pair is still short term up, not downside. Okay, so this pair is still up within that channel. So we have dealt that channel many times ago. No need to tell you. Okay, we have dealt that channel many times before. No need to tell you that what we have done on this pair. Alright, so ascending trend reversal formation, ascending trend reversal formation, ascending trend reversal formation, ascending trend reversal formation. Yeah, reversal, reversal, reversal. reversal. If you want me to go back to that charts, I can go back to that charts as well. Okay, so just want to let you know that we are repeating the same price behavior, not doing anything new on USD yet. So as long as price will stay within those formation, you can see that pattern. All right, so broken down. All right, so we have seen that formation here as well. Okay, so broken down and continuation to the upside. So we are repeating that price behavior again. No, we are not doing anything new. What we just need to do over there, we just need to be patient. Once price gonna stop at the top and gonna give us strong breakdown, then you need to be sell. All right. So anyone has got stop nodes on there when we were looking for at this area or got break even trade. Okay, you need to look for at this top again for that trade. All right. So that's okay. Nothing new on this chart. It is just pushing for short term to the upside. Let it complete that push. All right, so we are repeating that price behavior. All right, when it was forming, we were short over there on that pair. Let me look at that chart so that you fellas can remember. I think here at this area. So nothing new. Short trade still there on that pair, USD yen, but it is currently pushing for short term to the upside, and the uptrend is corrective. Yeah, this is the pattern which I was telling you. All right, so we were having that formation at that area. Okay, what price was doing? Pushing, pushing, pushing. Yeah, so finally price broken down and reversed. All right, reversed to the downside. So similar price behavior we are having here on USD yen. So let the price push to the upside. Once we're gonna see the strong breakdown or strong impulse over there, we're gonna go for that trade. So this trade still possible. Okay, that view hasn't changed. All right, so what pattern formation I'm anticipating? This pattern formation. All right, that trade I'm looking for. Similar pattern formation. Okay, that trade I'm looking for. It can further push to the downside at this area. We'll see that once price gonna hit the bottom. Okay, so USD yen. So let me show you the lower time frame. As long as price gonna stay within the channel, the short-term trade setup is to the upside. So short-term trade to the upside within that channel. So euro yen is also pushing to the upside, similar like USD yen. So short-term trade setup is buy over there, yeah. And longer-term trade setup is down to the downside, yeah, bearish. But for that trade setup, we need to look for impulse. Okay, so short-term trade is up, buy, not trade to the downside. Short-term trade not to the downside. So short-term up. So price went beyond that top, waited at that top. Okay, forming new top, going above that. So I'm still looking for a reversal from the top on euro yen because the pair has already moved a lot. Okay, has gone far away. All right, so I'm still looking for this pair to fall back to the bottom again because it has moved already a lot. All right, so it has to come down. It has to come down. So let me look at the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so if we're gonna see strong impulse at that top, something like that, we can go for short trade. Okay, this short trade, and if price is going to break down, we're gonna hold that. But before selling, you need to watch this kind of price action. Okay, rather than just selling and anticipating that price gonna hold that top. Okay, at least watch price action before going to the short from that pair. So no early sell without the price action, without the strong impulse. All right. If that wave again gonna be corrective like that, we're gonna go for another up move. Okay, we're gonna go for another up move within that channel. So as long as price gonna stay within that channel, short term up, longer term gonna be reversal from the top. So if anyone is looking to hold the short from the top and just keep moving their stop, that's not a good technique. All right, if it is going to stop you, or leave the market, wait for another opportunity. So no need to stay into the bad trade and hoping for the reversal. That's not a good. Don't keep adding, keep adding, keep adding on your bad trades. So Eurocad, at least price should come back after that area, and then I'll be interested to short on this. Yeah, so last week we were anticipating this daily breakout. We got the breakout, but breakout is not aggressive, it's corrective. You can see over there, the breakout is corrective, not aggressive. So still within that continuation formation. So one more move down is possible over there. You can see that how Eurocad behave over there. Okay, so short-term potential is still there on this pair. We have spoken this pair with so much detail last week. Yeah, short-term potential still to the upside, but for buying, at least I should form a nice continuation formation. Okay, without that continuation formation, there is no buying for that much. Okay, we'll see that if you're gonna see the buy on this pair. Cat Chief, Uzi Chief broken down the short-term flag over there. Uzi Chief, this bigger daily perspective still there. Yeah, if you follow, remember that the bigger trade we are looking for further up to that bottom. But what we have seen on lower time frames, something like that, the price is going to go into a bigger sideways correction. All right, so you can see the first one was there, the second one was there, and the third one was there last week. We got that last week trade, but we are anticipating that price gonna go further to the downside. Yeah, so change is coming over there on this pair. We were anticipating this wave to continue further, but change is coming over there on this pair. Okay, so change is coming. This pattern is just forming over there. All right. Okay, it can go into that direction, but for that confirmation we need more time on this pair. So as long as price is gonna keep struggling close to the previous impulses, we are short. All right, so we are short. So that was the last week. Yeah, that last week. All right, so once price gonna come close to somewhere here within that trend line, we're gonna go for that trade. Okay, for that price need to come close to that trend line, at least that trend line. So we're gonna go for that trade, and even we're gonna look for breakdown for the downside. If price is not gonna go for the breakdown, we're gonna go for upside reversal continuation formation to the upside. Okay, then we're gonna consider this is the impulse and continuation, yeah, into that direction. We'll see that how this pair gonna dwell. So for short, at least price should come close to the trend line. All right, at least then we're gonna get a good risk reward ratio. All right, so let it correct, and then we're gonna go for that trade. So Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar, nothing new, only for those who are holding their short from that top. If they are still holding, go for this much small potential, yeah, this trade. So nothing new, fellows, on this pair. I'm anticipating that this pair gonna further push to the downside because it is forming continuation formation, and then we're gonna go for bigger trade to the upside. Okay, bigger trade to the upside. So nothing new, we are just into the daily sideways. All right, so we are in daily sideways. So the short-term trade setup was there on last week. This trade setup, yeah, that trade setup has gone over there. this trade center that has gone. So at least price should come close to the bottom, and then we're gonna go for the short-term buy at this area. Okay, so no new trades set up within this area. So only those who are holding their short from this area or even this area go for this small potential, and then gonna go for that once we're gonna see the price action in this area. If it is going to break down, then you can hold for that trade, the trade you are holding for further downside. All right. So on euro, Australian dollar, and euro, yeah. So one more move down is possible over there up to that bottom, yeah. So let me show you the other one so that you can understand pretty well this pair, because you remember that symbol. All right, so continuation, and another continuation, yeah, last week another continuation, and similar like that we need to watch another continuation. Yeah, that continuation is just developing over there. Yeah, this short-term trade still there, small money like the previous one, small money like the previous one. Okay, small money like the previous one. So short term. So once price gonna hit the top, we'll see that either this pair is going to reverse or not. All right, so small money still there. Let the price come close to this trend line and go for this opportunity. All right, within that channel. Price is just running within that channel. Yeah, simple. So this opportunity short term up again. So the CAD yen, simply we need to watch price action. No need to do anything against the CAD yen. Okay, because we think that CAD yen get strong and it can break that top. CAD yen can break that top. We're gonna watch price action in the upcoming week. Yeah, we're gonna watch price action at this area. What we are having on CAD yen and Uzi yen is just forming. So all these three pairs are hitting the top. We just need to watch the price action. Okay, at this area you can see all three pairs: CAD yen, New Zealand yen, and Australian dollar and yen hitting the previous top. So big top. Okay, big top, previous big top. They are hitting the top. All right, so let me show you. CAD yen, you can see hitting the top, this top. New Zealand yen is hitting the top, that top, and Uzi yen is hitting that top. All right, so on Uzi yen we got some nice price action, this top. All right, this top. So on Uzi yen we got some nice price action, but looks like that impulse is going to change. All right, looks like that impulse, that price action is going to change. All right, so I will let you know on which place you can hold on. All right, so when we have seen breakout was short term and then price reverse back. Right here you can see breakout was short term and then price reverse back, and we were anticipating that this pattern gonna develop. Right, so that pattern is just developing over there, the expanding triangle formation. That formation is just developing over there. Yeah, this formation. So simply you just need to watch this top. Alright, so simply need to watch that top, this top. If price will hit that top, we're gonna watch impulse from the top. Again, let me draw the structure correctly. Alright, if price close above that top, then we're going to look for price action at that area. All right, for this reversal. Okay, upside is limited. Why upside is limited? Because it is hitting the big trend reversal point. All right, so huge trend reversal point. Yeah, so if you fellows remember that we were trading on that area before when price was sitting this area, these ranges. Okay, so big reversal formation may appear over a big trend reversal point. Okay, so pay attention. You can put your entry something like that. All right, like that. If once you're going to see that it is not going to close the above that top, you can go for this short term. And if price do not break down, you can take off here. Break down, you can hold that, watch another continuation, hold that, watch another continuation up to the bottom. Okay, so huge potential is there on this pair. So Uzi CAD, we need a continuation formation simply. Uzi CAD is breaking the big structure, yeah, or going to complete that big structure. Yeah, you can see over there when price was there, we were looking for that trade, and people were thinking that this trade is not going to happen at that all. So finally price is just going into that way. Yeah, so we need a continuation formation at that area. Okay, for another entry, continuation for this much potential. So still we are having potential on that pair. Okay, we are still having potential on that pair, but we need a perfect nice continuation formation before selling this pair. All right, so broken down, we can see the previous trend. This trend is broken down. All right, so we need a continuation formation before selling that pair for this much potential. Okay, we'll see that because CAD is getting strong and the Uzi dollar is getting weak. I think I never look at the Australian dollar. Let me look at the Australian dollar. Yeah, I haven't covered that one. Alright, so we are still in this formation, fellows. Nothing new over there. We are still in this formation. So last week we were anticipating one more move up close to the trend line at this area. We were anticipating that price gonna form a correction and then gonna get back, and then we're gonna look for sell from that top. Okay, so that's okay. Some of you fellows managed to sell when price was forming that continuation formation and impulses just coming over there. Also, we got short-term trade within this area. All right, so what we need to look for, fellows, we need to pay attention simply here at this area. This area. This is the place where the pattern can complete itself. Yeah, this is the place where price, can hold. It can't cross above that. If so, we're gonna go short again from that place. All right, and if price do not hold that place, what we may see another up move. You can see I just changed a single line, and that single line is showing another view. Okay, showing another pattern formation. Okay, you can see over there, just changed a single line and it is showing another up move. Why is showing another up move? Because it is forming trend reversal pattern formation. Yeah, and that trend reversal pattern formation is quite similar like the previous one. You can see over there. Okay, so that up move may appear over there. If so, then we're gonna go for short term up, short term buy, and then again gonna go for sell from that top. But before that, price should cross that area, this place. All right, this place. If price is not going to cross that area, what it is going to do, it is going to form a continuation formation for the downside. Let me remove that. All right, so continuation formation like this. All right, correctively going to get up and then draw. All right, so this continuation formation may appear over there for the downside. So we'll see that how this pair gonna develop under there. So currently what we are having trend reversal pattern formation, and price is just broken down that trend reversal pattern formation, this pattern formation, yeah, and it is just forming a bigger trend continuation pattern formation under that. All right, let me show you example of that here of this pattern so that we can understand here. All right, so here you can see over there we were having that example. All right, reversal formation, breakout, price was holding that, and continuation. Yeah, so similar example here we may see. Okay, so let me go back to that place. Okay, that formation is possible over there on current price. What we have seen that impulse for the downside. All right, so that trade we're gonna go for that trade. So Uzi dollar, and anything else, fellows? Any question? I think enough for today. We will talk about the short-term trade setup and longer-term trade setup during the week. All right, fellows. Thank you very much for being with me. Last week was amazing. Yeah, we enjoyed the last week a lot. So I hope we're gonna enjoy the next week as well. So next week gonna be interesting as well. All right. So thank you very much, fellows, for being with me. Enjoy your Sunday. We'll see you back in the group, and have a nice upcoming week. Thank you. Bye bye.